Welcome back, and today we are going to be taking a look at the L-39 Albatros, and this plane is a bit of a mixed bag. While it's incredibly fun and it can be quite effective due to the airspan and the amazing gun, and I say amazing after calling this thing a water pistol for the last 5 years, but keep in mind, this time we're shooting at props that are going about a third of the speed. So it's a lot easier to manage, and while the ammo is relatively low, if you hit someone, they are 100% of the time just going to be dead. These 23s are not a joke, and especially with a rate of fire, the burst mass is sufficient to down about anything that you manage to hit. The real issue comes from the engine. The plane tops out at about 725 kilometers an hour, and while this is faster than about every prop in the game, props will be 2, 3, sometimes 4 kilometers above you, and they have a lot more room to dive. And if they can dive on you, they will. For some reason, this plane is an absolute magnet to about everyone in the lobby, especially if you rush in at the start and try to collect your early kills, because now you are spotted on your own in the front line, and they know that they can just 1v7 you. And this plane is not built for that. At like 5 kilometers, you are a lot faster than the props. You will go about 800 kilometers, 850 kilometers an hour, which is more than sufficient. But again, it takes you quite a while to get up there, and the maneuverability on top of that isn't that fantastic. It's not terrible, it's definitely very agile, but the sustained turn is just not something like with the Strike Master. You will do about 2 or 3 degrees a second less than the Strike Master at about any speed, and the Strike Master, it accelerates quicker, it is faster, and it turns better on top of it. So the Strike Master just has a lot more room to work with its shitty ass guns, whereas this thing of course has worse flight performance, but it has a stronger gun. Now what you can do, and I did this, I put on 4 of the Gunpods, gives you another 6,000 rounds of the MG rounds, because they weigh 0.01 kilograms, which is basically nothing. You don't really feel it in the acceleration, you don't feel it in the turning performance, at least as of recording. And I think it's a no-brainer. If you select the key, what you can do is you can only shoot the MGs, making it a lot easier to manage your ammo. And you can go for the cannon when you really need the burst mass, but overall I just like to hose people down with the 7 mils until they finally become crippled, and I can maybe one-tap them with the 23. The way I play this thing is I like to rush in at the start. Now you do want to be careful again that you don't get completely swamped. This is my first or second game in the vehicle, and you can tell that everyone likes the 180 for you. This is something that happens all the time, so I decide to just kind of stick it and see where it gets me. So this A1U4 is of course not gonna win this dogfight, and what he should do is simply run away. All the other jets will absolutely run circles around you. You don't have the acceleration, you don't have the top speed, and you are incredibly easy to be energy trapped. Now here I hose this guy down, I get a severe, so I decide to break off, but I think, well, I don't think he's actually dead. So I'm actually going to finish him. And this is one of my mistakes over here, because now I'm going very slow. I'm going about 600, and this is of course not very slow, but in the context of this clip I'm going very slow, and I'm on the deck. So now all these props can very easily dive on you, and the second those props start catching you, you're probably going to die. So when I see props coming at me, I'm just gonna go for the head-on. I'm only going 500. This guy's going faster than me, and something like a Bearcat will absolutely kick my shit in if I let him fight me. So I stick the head on a little bit longer than I would like. I shoot a 23, I managed to crit him. I'm already low on ammo because I was a little bit undisciplined with my trigger. And here comes another plane, the 262. Now I'm gonna go under him. I want to make him do a full 180 to just delay him a little bit and give me the time to get away from the pack, because you don't want to get swarmed in this thing. As I said, the acceleration isn't really there. And you don't want to be fighting multiple people at once, because every prop in the game basically outturns you. And if they don't actually outturn you, they will out-sustain you, because they just have a better engine at the lower speeds. Because the low speed is something that you reach relatively quickly. The retention isn't terrible, but I don't think it's something that you can truly build on. So I would personally just kind of try to use your airspan, use it for energy, and then work your way top to bottom. And I'll show you exactly that in the video after this one. So I kind of got away there. The speed is high enough to get away from most of the props if they don't dive on you, and no one really did here. I see the L-39 coming in, and I am a little bit wary because I'm not sure if I can actually deal with that guy, especially at the altitude that he's on. So I'm just gonna go for the F-8F instead, and I'm just gonna be ignoring him and hope that he doesn't go for me. I can't really play the entire game around the fact that he might dive on me or one of those other guys. So I'm just going to collect the kills that I can get. And then I will see from there what we are going to be doing. Shoot the MGs, just pepper him a little bit. We get an oil leak. Now the FNF is already... It's not as bad as it used to be. It's not really a thermonuclear bomb anymore that implodes after 2 minutes of web. But it still doesn't like any damage. Because the retention is already terrible. And you can tell that if you shoot enough 7 mils, it just explodes them completely. The 7 mils are honestly pretty decent. They feel a lot better than on the Strike Master. And we just get some kills in. Notice the last second head-on. Squeeze the 23. Kill number 4. And that is essentially the game. I'm just gonna get out of here. And that is going to be it. Now here we have a 7 kill game. It's gonna take a little bit of time. We have to play this relatively methodically. Because if we don't, we are just going to be going back to the hangar. So we climb in. We are at about 5 kilometers. And I like to just straighten out here. Build up my speed. Just to make sure that I'm actually going a lot quicker than them. And that the Spitfires can't just do a 180 and kill me outright. Now I noticed this Spitfire going for the Donier. So I think, well, I'm just going to collect my free kill. I can dive a little bit at this altitude and keep my speed, keep my energy. So I'm not really too worried about it. And then I notice at close range it's an FR. I'm just going to start shooting my MGs. Get some hits in, does a little bit of damage. I notice he flies directly through my gun. Squeeze the 23. Down he goes. We break off and we just kind of disengage and recollect our altitude. Now this guy is going to start molding in chat. Because apparently it's unfair. When the way he was flying, I could have killed him in a biplane, considering he literally stalled himself out. But he is also kind of true, considering a Spitfire doesn't really turn at 200 kilometers an hour. So I guess this plane does turn like a Spitfire. Nobody tell him though. We're going to slap this guy with the truth nuke in the chat. And then we are going to be turning around. And I notice 2 Sea Furies that are both of the French variety coming at me. So I'm expecting both of these guys to be in a squad. So I do want to play this a little bit differently. They are both coming my way. They are staggered a little bit. And I need to be careful here. Because if I go for one, I open myself up for the other. So I kind of have to pass this head-on. Give this guy my 6. And continue for the head-on with the other one. And I notice he dodges a little bit early. I need to take this. I don't care if he pulls back in. I need him dead. Because I'm not going to be winning a 1v2 when both of them actually have a pretty functional engine. Now he comes for me. I tried diving to pick up some speed, but I'm going way too slow to dodge, and he manages to touch my tip. But at this point we are locked into a dogfight, and I do know that in this kind of maneuver where we go down to pick up speed, I will outturn this guy. So I try to keep it somewhat fast. I will eventually weasel my way onto his ass. We line up the shot, we hit him with a 23, and down goes the cute little one. And he is instantly replaced by a goddamn Key 84. Not something you want to see show up when you're going relatively slow. There he is. He's going super fast. I'm only going about 400. So what I want to do here is just kind of dive in, get him fast, make him compress, and hopefully make him overshoot. So we roll out of the way. He is compressing big time, and I'm able to pull into the shot right here. But I whiff it completely, and then I'm going to be able to whiff even more rounds as I don't know the lead of the 7 mils whatsoever. You can tell that I'm able to kind of cut inside of his loop, but then he starts going faster than me, and he starts gradually pulling out of my nose, and I'm trying to just kind of stick it, see if he makes a mistake, see if he makes a turn in, make anything, but he doesn't, and he goes into a bit of a raid, and I just decide, hell no, I am going to leave. I know that I can outrun him, and I do so for about a minute. I'm just going to cut it out for you because the Spitfire joins the fight. And after getting a little bit of separation, I decide to just go for the head-on. And I need to kill one of these right here, because both the Key 84 and the Spitfire completely outturn me. So I decide to just kind of stick it. We manage to 23 him out of the air, and there goes my last cannon round. But here is a lone Spitfire. And a lone Spitfire is something that I can somewhat deal with. Especially if he doesn't want to take the head-on. It is an LF Mark 9, but we give him an oil leak. Now I don't think I actually damage his engine, but I do know that if I keep this up long enough, he will eventually cook his engine. So hopefully he will do that. He starts shooting at me, and I'm just gonna kind of try to drag him a little bit lower, and then see if I can actually wear him down, energy trap him, and potentially just make him cook his engine so I can very easily kill him. Spitfire LF Mark 9 is incredibly annoying to fight. They turn much better. They climb incredibly fast, and they go about 575 on the deck, which isn't faster than us. but it's fast enough to kind of keep its speed if it's diving on you. But now here we are dragging him over his top speed, so we're trying to make him waste his energy. But keep in mind, if this guy is knowledgeable, experienced, he knows that he just has to start climbing, and if he does that, I will never be able to catch him. He just climbs on my 6 and I'm gonna be done. I noticed that he's not going that fast, so I do think I actually damaged his engine a little bit. So we just kind of shoot in the head on, he dodges again, we pull back in again, we do a little bit more extra damage, slows him down a little bit, wears him down, kind of marinate the kill, so to speak. He turns around, he can tell that I'm faster, but I'm not that much faster. Try to break up, he's only shooting his MGs here, I think, to just kind of try and get a damage in. Not gonna happen. Those MGs just kind of fall off way too quickly. So we go into a shallow climb here. We try to maintain at about 500. He is not doing very hot. And at this point I realize that I can just very easily spiral him. So I'm going to go into a very wide turn here. See if he starts catching me. See if he is like saving his engine or something like that. And then I notice that he's not really doing anything here. And at this point we are going about 370 IAS. We're going near that speed where he won't be able to pull up anymore. At about 250 is where he really can go 90 degrees up. So I'm going to try to get above him. And then once I get close enough and he gets more underneath me, I'm just going to start turning in. And I know that he doesn't have the energy here, or just the plane or the engine, I'm not sure. But he doesn't have the ability here to pull in anymore. This looks incredibly sus. If this guy wasn't damaged, he can very easily pitch up in here and I die, because he's going to be able to pitch in. I won't be able to kill him, and if I don't run away, I'm just going to be toast. Now he doesn't have the energy at all. I just kind of loop in behind him, and then we get a very easy shot, as he is going about 5 kilometers an hour. We get some more hits in, we crit him, and eventually we are going to be getting the severe as well as the kill. There he goes, and then we fly towards the middle of the map, towards the last 3 or 4 enemies. And I thought to myself, well, if I see these one-on-one and the lower than me and the ground pounding, I will be able to just kill them. The issue is we have a J7W that is orbiting at about 4 to 5 kilometers, and he is waiting for me to do something. So I just decide to start engaging them and see if I can kill them before he comes in. Now we managed to hit him. I think I give him an oil leak on both sides of his plane, and he's going to be on the clock. He needs to land. F4U coming in, it's an F4U 7, I noticed that from the kill feed earlier, and there comes the J7W. Now it's not looking very good indeed. So we go underneath him, we try to get some more hits in, and we do, we get some damage, we get a crit, but he is still cooking. He is going to be trying to turn around here and engage me, and I hope I can just kind of pull him away from the runway and that he crashes on his own as I deal with the J7. F4U coming in, and I'm not sure if he's going to be engaging me in this supposedly 2v1. The Spitfire is essentially not there, but he won't really know that, and the J7W is bound to catch me here very quickly. So the play didn't really work out, but at the same time Battle Brother B over there is now damaged and not able to join the fight, which is a good thing for us. So I'm going to set up for the J7. I'm just going to dive in, go a little bit faster, pick up my speed. Notice that the Spitfire is trying to land, so I need to wrap it up quickly. He doesn't have the lead here, he doesn't have the ability to pull in. We go up over him, try to bait him into a reversal, but he simply disengages. He then does turn back in, and I really should have killed him here, maybe get a lucky fire, but I only hit 1 round. It's a very short deflection, and these rounds don't do that much damage, at least not individually, and the J7 simply runs away. And this is an issue, because it takes me forever to catch him. And there are 2 people right now landed and repairing, and if both of them take off and they start climbing, I will not be able to fight any of these. I don't have the damage output right now. I only have 1,000 rounds left of the 7 mils, so I'm just gonna take my loss here, let him run away, and I'm just gonna be engaging the 2 people that are taking off right now. Is it the most honorable thing to do? Probably not, but I'm trying to win. And I mean, if you don't want to get strafed, maybe don't land. So we are just turning around. The J7W is not going to be catching us anymore. He did a 180. We are about to reach his top speed. And as we know, jets accelerate a lot better than props do. Or at least at higher speeds they do. So I know that I can just run away from this guy forever. I noticed the Spitfire and the F4U on the runway. So I'm just going to collect my 2 free kills. After critting this guy, I made this guy land, to be honest. So why not? Dome him directly in the cockpit. Switch on over to the F4U 7. And down he goes as well. And now here comes the issue of the rest of this match. We have a J7W that is now climbing on our 6, as he should. We have a J21 coming in that will be able to catch us. And there is also still a mystery enemy. So I decide to stick this into a head-on. I try to get some hits in. I don't do enough damage. If I had killed that guy, I might have been able to win this. But it's looking hella bleak now. He's going to be turning around. I was expecting him to go back for a landing. I'm not sure if he actually has any ammo left. And then there comes the Spitfire. This is a done deal. I'm only going about 550-ish. And this Spitfire is hauling ass. I hope you can tell that this guy is going like 700 kilometers an hour. And what I'm going to try to do here is pitch in a little bit to make him turn around and hopefully make him bleed enough speed. But he just has so much energy that it doesn't really matter. So he does a full 180 here. He pulls in very closely behind me. It's a Mark 22. And I'm not even going faster than he can go. He's way too close. And eventually, this Mark 22, when he's this close with that many...